there, and welcome to a new video by me, Dan the Gaming Man. I have been away for quite a while and I'll talk a little bit about that later on, but you've clicked on this video because you can see that this is my first impressions of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Tactical Takedown, which is available on lots of different platforms, and I've been playing it on Steam. This is a totally unscripted video. I've not prepared anything really for this, so forgive me if I stumble over my words. And first, I suppose I should say that I have been provided a Steam key by the developer and publisher Strange Scaffold, so thanks to them for providing it. Of course, I will give you my honest opinion on it. I'm not being paid for this, it's just what I think of the game initially. So I've spent about 2 hours with the game, and I've got to say it's visually really great. I do like it. I was quite intrigued by this game because I'm a big fan of turn-based grid games such as XCOM and Banner Saga. They're two of my favourites. I've completed both those games a couple of times, really enjoy them. So I thought this would be a squad grid turn-based battle, and what really appealed to me was the fact that the turtles, usually when you play any of these turtle games, if you're playing as a solo player like I often do, because as I always say, I haven't got any friends, you know, you can only pick one of the turtles to control, and it's always that thing, which one are you going to pick? So I thought going into this game that what I'd be getting is the ability to take a squad of the 4 turtles out and take on the Foot Clan and all the other great enemies from the universe of TMNT. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem to be anything like that. From the little bit I've checked online before recording, it doesn't seem that that's going to happen in the game. I believe there's about 20 levels, and each one is going to be following one of the 4 turtles. As I've said, this is my first impressions. I've spent about 2 hours with the game, so I haven't got that far into it, so I can't comment really on whether that is the truth. Maybe I'm talking absolute nonsense. If you've played the game for a bit longer than I have, then let me know in the comments. But so far, in the 2 hours that I played, I've only had control of one at a time. It seems to have a basic story. I believe that Splinter and Shredder have died, so it sets some time in the future, and there's a new leader that is causing trouble with the Foot Clan in tow, and you've got to take them on. You've got to control each of the turtles individually, as mentioned, and it's a really challenging game. Tactical, yes, it certainly is. I found it really difficult. I've had a ridiculous amount of game overs. You might think because I've got a gaming channel that I'm going to be some sort of gaming whiz or something, and that's certainly not the case. The gaming channel is just because I love games, but I'm more likely to choose playing on easy mode or story mode more often than not. I've never played things like Dark Souls or any of those really crazy difficult games, so I just enjoy playing for the story. I don't have much time when I play, so when I grab the controller and I'm playing a game, I want to just enjoy myself and follow a story and enjoy the visuals and the characters and combat and all that kind of thing without being challenged too much. I don't want to have to replay the same level over and over again, and unfortunately with this game that's something I had to do. So if you like challenging games, then you're definitely going to enjoy this. It doesn't allow you to choose a different difficulty. It has one mode and you've just got to kind of get used to it. And with each Turtles, I only played as 3. I played as Michelangelo, Raphael and Donatello. I never got far enough to actually play as Leonardo. So what I can say is that each one does play differently. They do each have their own skill sets, and you kind of need to learn how to best use each one. One of the things that makes the game quite difficult is you're on the grids, and every now and again the level mutates, that's what they call it, and you need to make sure you're in the right place. When the grids turn red, make sure you're not standing there, because in the next turn you are going to fall away. You get 6 moves. Most of your skills only take 1 move. 1 or 2 might take 2, so you do need to sort of think a little bit ahead. Make sure you're not standing at the edge, as I found out quite a few times that the enemies can kick you off the edge as well. But you can also kick them off the edge, and that was one of my favourite things to do, was to just go around clearing the enemies by kicking them off the panels. But as I said, it is very difficult. You really need to think, you really need to plan ahead and try to wipe out as many as you can, because each turn more will come. So to talk about the visuals a little bit, as mentioned earlier, I think it's a stunning looking game. I really do enjoy the visuals, as I do with any Turtles game I've played. As you might have seen on the channel before, I have reviewed the Turtles games. I'll put a card in the top right corner. And I absolutely love them. I think that they look great, whether you're playing the old classic 80s style through the 90s, and even the more modern versions, especially Shredder's Revenge, which I absolutely loved. They all have that great aesthetic. And this is no different. This one seems to lean a little bit more towards the Nickelodeon style of art, I think. But yeah, as a kid of the 80s and 90s, I obviously like the old cartoons, and that's the style that I would prefer to see. But this version of the Turtles still looks great. Music-wise, it's a bit of a annoying soundtrack for me, really, just for my personal tastes. It's kind of quite hardcore dance music, a little bit sort of inspired by drum and bass perhaps, or something. Although again, if you've played it, you probably think, what is he talking about? It doesn't sound anything like that. But to me, somebody who mostly listens to rock music, it just doesn't really appeal to me. Overall, as I've said, it's a very difficult game. I spent 2 hours with it, and I've only managed to complete 2 or 3 levels. I think I read that there's 20. Again, I might be wrong on that, but for the amount of levels I've played, I've got to say it is really hard to progress. You have to try again and again until you get it right. And like I said, I suppose that's where the name comes from. They're saying, aren't they, in the title, tactical. So you do need to employ some tactics when you play through the game. Who would I recommend this game to? I think I would just recommend it to anybody that likes the Turtles. I say I did find it appealing. I would like to play it more. Perhaps if you'd like me to do a full review of this at some point, then let me know in the comments and I perhaps will. But on my first impressions, as I said, I think this would appeal to people who like a challenge and enjoy turn-based combat. If you're not into either of those things, then probably give it a miss. If you like one of those things, then give it a try, because like myself, I don't like challenging games really, but I do enjoy turn-based combat, especially on the grid system, so this does actually appeal to me. And given that it's part of a universe that I had spent a lot of time in as a kid, reading the books, the comics, watching the show, the movies, playing several of the games to death, it does appeal to me. So if you're like me, give it a chance. And there you have it, that's my review. But I just want to finish by saying, where have I been for the last 3 or 4 months? I've hardly been on the channel. I've not posted anything for a long time, and basically all it is that I've been working on some books. I've actually released 3 novella, which I'll put on screen now, and I've been working on those over the last few months, and they're all now released, and they tell a story about a group of survivors here in the UK during a zombie apocalypse. If that sounds like something that you'd be interested in, I will put a link to the books on Amazon down in the description and possibly the top pinned comment, so have a look out for that. And if you're interested, yeah, give it a read. It's available on Kindle and paperback. There's also an audiobook version now on Spotify as well, and should be coming to Audible and Apple in the near future, as well as all the other good audiobook retailers. So if you're interested in that and supporting me in another way away from video games, then check it out. And thanks for sticking with me, and hopefully I will be able to now make videos more regularly again, because those books are done. I probably will work on another book in the near future, but I would like to get a few videos up again on the channel, keep this alive. I do enjoy it, I just have been so busy with literature, so I haven't had the chance to actually game much, never mind make videos. But thanks for your support. Your continued support is very valued, and I promise to be back more often than I have been. And if you've enjoyed the video, perhaps it's your first time, subscribe to the channel and give the video a like. That really helps as well. Until next time, stay safe and keep gaming.